You saw the title. 99% of women like this penis the most. And immediately, your brain went there. You thought this was going to be about size, performance, some secret move that you haven't figured out yet. And that reaction, that's exactly why we need to have this conversation. Because let me tell you something straight, this isn't about inches. It's not about ego. It's not about being some kind of superhero in bed. It's about showing up like a goddamn adult. The truth is, 99% of women don't care what your body looks like if your presence sucks. You think women are walking around comparing measurements like it's a stat sheet. No, what women care about is how they feel in your presence. And more often than not, they don't feel seen. They don't feel heard. They don't feel safe enough to even tell the truth about what they want. You want to know what kind of penis 99% of women love? The one attached to someone who listens. Who cares? Who asks questions? Who isn't rushing to the finish line? Who actually gives a damn about her experience, not just the performance? And yeah, I said the word. Because we've turned this thing into something it's not. We've made it all about the act, the penetration, the dominance, the result. But women, real women, don't want to be conquered. They want to be connected. And when they feel safe, respected, emotionally open, their whole body responds differently. Because the female nervous system needs calm before it opens. It needs presence before it trusts. You can't fake this. You can't charm your way into deep intimacy. You have to earn it by being real. And here's what no one tells you. The best sex of your life is probably going to be awkward, messy, emotional, maybe even a little scary. Because it's honest. It's not choreographed. It's not what you saw online. It's not someone moaning on cue while you run through some checklist. It's two people dropping the masks. Dropping the act. Getting curious. Tuning in. Giving each other permission to be fully human in the most vulnerable space there is. And that starts long before the bedroom. It starts with how you talk to her. How you make her feel in a room full of people. Whether she feels emotionally safe around you. Whether she feels like her body is hers when she's with you, or just a thing you're trying to win. And yes, I know this is confronting. But it's also liberating. Because you don't have to compete anymore. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to compare yourself to the guy she dated before. You just have to show up fully, mind, body, heart. And if you're thinking, well, I've never heard this before, that's because no one teaches men how to be emotionally connected. No one teaches men that a woman's desire isn't just about arousal, it's about safety. It's about trust. It's about whether she feels like she can be herself without being judged, shamed, or pushed into something. And the second she feels that from you, you become unforgettable. Because it's so damn rare. You want to be the person she thinks about months, years later. Don't just focus on what you're doing to her body. Focus on what you're doing to her mind. Make her feel safe. Make her feel respected. Make her feel like she's not just a means to your end, but a full human being in this experience with you. And do it without expecting anything in return. Do it because that's the kind of man you want to be. Do it because real intimacy is not a transaction, it's a connection. So yeah, 99% of women like this penis the most. The one that's connected to presence. To care. To genuine curiosity. To a human being who doesn't need to perform. The one that shows up without bravado. Without ego. Just real. Attuned. Available. Because when you can get to that place, emotionally available, curious, grounded, everything changes. That's when she lets go. That's when her body responds. That's when she trusts you enough to go all in. And the truth is, it's not about the penis. It never was. It's about who's behind it. How you show up, how you see her, how you hold space for her to be fully herself. That's what women want. That's what we remember. And that's what keeps us coming back. So if you want to be that person, not just in bed, but in life, stop focusing on the wrong metrics. Start focusing on connection. Because when you do, you're already everything she wants. Presence beats performance every single time. What does that really mean? It means that being fully in the moment, Showing up as yourself without distractions, without putting on a show or trying to prove something, is far more powerful than any flashy move or impressive skill. So many people get caught up in the idea that they need to be some kind of superstar in bed, that if they don't hit all the right notes or live up to some impossible standard, they've failed. But here's the truth. The woman you're with doesn't want a performance, she wants a partner who's present. Someone who's actually paying attention to her, to the moment, to what's happening between you two, not just going through the motions or thinking about what comes next. Being present means you're not distracted by your phone, by your own doubts, by your ego, or by external pressures. You're not trying to check boxes or impress anyone. Instead, you're tuned into her reactions, her breathing, her energy. You're listening without planning your next move. You're focused on connection instead of competition. It's about noticing the small things, how she looks at you, the way her body responds, the little shifts in mood and touch. When you can do that, you create a space where both of you can relax and be authentic. Performance is about trying to control the outcome. Presence is about being with the outcome. Performance makes it about you and what you're doing right or wrong. Presence makes it about both of you and what you're creating together. When you're performing, you're often stuck in your head, worried about what she thinks, or about how you're measuring up. That nervousness, that focus on yourself, actually shuts down connection because it takes you out of the moment. Presence, on the other hand, pulls you into the moment and lets you be with her fully. Most women can tell the difference immediately. They can feel when a man is truly with them or when he's just going through the motions. And it's exhausting to be with someone who's performing. It creates pressure, anxiety, and distance. Presence invites ease, trust, and intimacy. It's the difference between a mechanical interaction and a meaningful experience. Presence also means being emotionally available. It's not just about physical attention but also about being vulnerable enough to connect on a deeper level. When you're present, you're not hiding behind a mask or a persona. You're showing up as a whole person. That openness invites her to do the same. It breaks down walls and builds trust. It's incredibly attractive and powerful because it signals you're not afraid to be real, flaws and all. Being present requires practice and intention. It's not something you just do by accident. It means slowing down, letting go of distractions, and focusing completely on the here and now. It might feel uncomfortable at first if you're used to rushing or multitasking, but the payoff is enormous. Presence transforms the entire experience because it shifts the focus from, how am I doing? To, how are we doing? It's a partnership, not a performance review. When you commit to presence, you create a connection that's rooted in respect and authenticity. That connection is what women crave most. It's what makes them feel safe, desired, and valued, not just for their bodies, but for who they truly are. So, presence isn't just a nice to have in intimacy, it's the foundation for real connection and great sex.